We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to Red Embrace Hollywood. We're here in the sewers trying to look for our vampire missing lady of Cherise's. After clambering down the ladder, I stepped off. Oh, I didn't even notice the mouse down here. Can I?
Self-voicing enabled. After clambering down the ladder, I stepped off the bottom rung into murky, shallow water. Self-voicing disabled.
I did not know that was. I did not know that was a thing. I can have a robot read the dialogue for me. Well, if you guys want that, it's V, the button V, but I'm gonna not do that. I was trying to hit V to hide the dialogue box, because some engines will allow you to do that, but this is not it. Okay, gotcha. There's a little mouse right here, a rat. I don't know what you call those. I'm assuming rat. A few rats started away squeaking in terror, like I'd barged into the private meeting. I really hadn't come to LA expecting to splash around in the sewers, but life was just full of surprises. Oh god, ew, disgusting. Also, you guys told me that the CG gallery doesn't appear until you finish a route, right? You guys told me something similar along those lines. As well as, oh wait, I think I already clarified that in another episode. But the only way to get a romantic route is to actually choose romantic options. Again, I haven't recorded this in a while. I don't know what I said in the previous routes or episodes, but reminder. I cautiously made my way forward, trying to spot any sign of the agent. The stench of sewage was almost unbearable. It was bad enough as a human, but as a vampire, it felt like I was snorting a line of garbage. Ooh. Ironically, just a few hours ago, I've been lounging in my extravagant hotel suite. And now here I was, getting intimately acquainted with LA's waste. In the middle of all that filth and vermin, I pondered how. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. This seriously wasn't worth it. I was just doing what I had to do. A shit hike was good practice. This seriously wasn't worth it. I could take the metaphorical shit flinging, but this was just a step too far. If I was more loyal to Cherise, maybe I'd feel okay about being a sewer rat, but I wasn't. I mean, really I'm not. The further I ventured into sewers, the more uneasy I felt. I just recently finished playing another game a couple minutes ago, and now I'm very wary of every choice I pick, and I'm very scared I'm not gonna get the ending I want, which is like the romantic ending. If there is a romantic ending, I don't want to be friend zoned because that's just the worst, but getting a bad ending is just typical of me. My sharpened instincts jumped at every noise, every strange flicker of light, and yet nothing came out of the darkness. I mean, I'm immortal, right? I shouldn't be that scared. Then over the awful smell of LA's various wastes, I suddenly picked up a different scent. Blood. But it was strangely acrid? Ew, what the hell is that word? A warped version of the sweet smell I was used to. A warped version? I followed the bitter scent down several tunnels, staying on high alert. Closer. It was so close now, and anticipation filled my empty gut. I'm not ready. I rounded yet another corner, and then... Oh god. Please don't be scary. The smell stopped. It was strongest right here, but I couldn't see anything but water and floating garbage. Had I missed something? What if it's like floating in a bag, or it's in a bag? Just as I was about to turn around, my gaze fell on a ruined TV lying on a pile of clothes. It looked unnatural, out of place, and the water around it was a different color. But as I stared at the TV set, I slowly realized I wasn't looking at someone's discarded trash. Oh my god, his body. The screen was torn out, but instead of exposed wire inside it... I saw a mangled head. That pile wasn't just clothes, it was a body. Oh, okay, I was gonna freak the fuck out if they showed it to me. I don't want that. That might be really demonetizable. With a chill creeping up my spine, I slowly stepped closer, studying the corpse. When I recognized its features, my stomach clenched in dread. This was Cherise's agent. Fuck. At least from what I could tell, her body was completely mutilated. Someone had opened a hole in the bottom of a TV and stuck it over her head. Do I examine it more closely or back away? To be honest, I would back the fuck away, but I think I need to investigate. Oh, please nothing jump out at me. She looked like she'd been attacked by a wild animal. Huge chunks of flesh sliced off, bones sticking out, clothing torn into shreds. And more strangely, she was missing her eyes and ears. But judging from the precise cuts there, they'd been removed with almost surgical precision. As my eyes traveled down the massacred body, I spotted something on the ground by its side. It was a small piece of olive bright stationery, printed with almost mechanically perfect handwriting. It's always the same. It must have been a note from the killer. Cherise would definitely want to see this. I feel like someone's gonna attack me. I bit down to gingerly grab the paper, folding it up to stick in my pocket. Oh god, at that moment, I felt something on my shoulder. Oh god, please. The cold grass squeezing tightly. Turn and attack? Try to run. Who's there? Stay silent? Honestly, we would attack, right? But they might be ready to attack us. We can't run away because they might have a gun. Let's not talk. Let's not say anything. I stayed silent, unsure how to react or even if I could react. The presence behind me didn't move or speak. It felt like it was waiting for me to do something. Guess what? I'm not doing anything. But when the next few moments passed by and the next, I heard a quiet sigh and the hand on my shoulder slowly turned me around. You have a fascinating method of self-preservation, or perhaps more accurately, a lack thereof. Oh, Marcus. Marcus, please help me. I'm so scared. He's so sweet. I stood Marcus, his pale eyes shining brightly. Did you want us to attack you? Maybe I should have attacked. Maybe me staying silent, I would have died either way. Either way, I think I would have died. But you guys did tell me that Marcus we should play last. So after Heath, I'm gonna play Randall and then Marcus. Let's actually decide what. Let's go back and see what if we turn and attack. I whirled around, ready to lunge forward and strike, but two hands instantly caught my wrist, twisting them painfully before pushing me back. As I stumbled a few feet away, I jerked my head up towards that figure, or the figure. Ready to eviscerate the unknown, are we now? How fascinating. There stood Marcus, his pale eyes shining brightly. I don't know, to be honest, I'm just gonna stick to my choice. Whatever ending I get is how I would react in real life. Well, besides the point of looking, examining further, I would not do that. I would back out. Okay? That's the only choice I would not actually do in real life. Only choice. Can this game skip? Okay, tab. I'm glad it's just you, Marcus. No, Marcus could be bad. He could be the killer. Was that really necessary? How did you sneak up like that? Fuck, you scared the shit out of me. Well, we are in a sewer, I suppose. So I suppose that's a good place as any. Turning away from me slightly, Marcus lowered his gaze to the gory mass of flesh that was once Cherise's agent. I saw a keen interest in his eyes, almost fascination, not the look you'd usually observe a mangled corpse with. I gather the Red Queen sent you here. She'll applaud your investigative skills, no doubt. Tell me, just what do you believe happened to this unfortunate soul? Someone was chasing her and caught her. They cut out her eyes and ears. It wasn't just mindless killing. She ran into some twisted psycho who decided to kill her. I don't think it's this. I do think someone was chasing her and she got caught. But it's not, they did cut her ears and eyes out. I feel like it's for, I think they did that for whoever that's gonna find her body to see it's like a sign. See nothing, hear nothing, right? One would be inclined to think so, indeed. A message, or perhaps self-therapy of the most visceral kind. No, I think it's see nothing, say nothing. Or hear, say, I don't know. You guys know that line. Hands clasped behind his back, Marcus strolled towards the corpse, circling around it with an analytical light in his eyes. The bottom of his long coat swished in the discolored water, soaked and dripping, but he didn't seem to be particularly mind. I suggest you tread very carefully around this matter, Michiko. There is a sense of formless malice in the air, a festering loathing that something created. Do not underestimate the wretched, sorry, not the wrath, what the fuck? Alright, I'll find whoever did this and make sure they won't harm anyone else. It's Cherise's problem, not mine. She just sent me to get the agent. Why are you here anyway? To investigate? To be honest, why are you here? In a certain sense of the word, yes. I am not here on orders, merely scientific curiosity. How did you know that? How did you know about the situation? as Marcus' calm drawl echoed off the walls, putting me slightly more at ease. My body seemed to suddenly remember the stench around me, making it difficult not to gag. It was the acrid smell of the agent's blood, churning in my gut, even overpowering the scent of rotten flesh. Well, to answer my immortality question, obviously we're not immortal to like getting cut the fuck up. As if sensing my thoughts, Marcus took a deep, long sniff of the air, his eyelids fluttering closed. Does that make you happy? Smelling that? If you're puzzled as to why the smell of her blood is so wretched, beyond the advanced state of decay, of course it's because of a rather curious phenomenon. He wandered back towards me, observing my face intently. To humankind, vampire blood is wonderful, intoxicating, a drug beyond any other. In fact, it gives them a certain temporary powers, usually very weak form of their donor's own. But to other vampires, another Night Stalker's blood is the most repellent taste on earth. A rare few of our kind can drink vampire blood without throwing it back up, but in most cases, we're all but toxic to each other. How funny is that? Wow. Drinking vampire blood wasn't really on my to-do list anyway, so even if a vampire drinks another's blood, they don't gain any powers. I was hoping it'd be a special bonding thing. I guess whoever killed the agent wasn't out for her blood then. I was hoping it'd be a special bonding thing. That's silly. Bonding. Look at his reaction. You appear to have a remarkably romanticized ideal of the walking, talking corpse that we are, Michiko. Well, you know, I love romance. What's on the inside is, I'm sorry to say, often quite grotesque. I'm gonna stay with my answer. A slightly sadistic chuckle rumbled from his chest, accompanied by a dim flicker of his eyes. Well, enough of such morbid trivialities. I should be crawling back to my shop. But before I do, I want to mention something that you may find important. More sagely advice? Can't we just talk about kittens or something for once? Oh, what might that be? More sagely advice, sir? I am the fool, not the sage, sister. Now, despite what you may think, the number of vampires in Los Angeles is fairly low. Most of us all know each other, or at least each other's names. And that's exactly why word about you will spread faster than herpes in a game of spin the bottle. In fact, I have a mind to believe it's already spreading. Everything you do or say will get out somehow, so keep that locked up in your mind somewhere safe and sound. I guess I should try to keep a low profile then. Are you molding me, or are you actually giving me advice like you actually care? Well, in any publicity is good publicity, right? They can talk about me all they want, I don't care. To be honest, I'm kind of choosing this one. They can talk about me all they want because I don't care. As a matter of as I find your self-assertiveness, you may want to reflect on the shaky ground beneath your feet. Cherise's hounds will keep you from leaving the city, which means you're at the mercy of other vampires for now. Consider associating more with your fellow stalkers of the night, indeed as often as you can. Not just the vampires who share your beliefs either. A creature is corrupted when they hold in higher esteem those who agree with them rather than those who don't. Make allies, or at least observe your enemies, because someone will always find a fantastic excuse to hate you, even if you make Jesus look like he wasn't trying hard enough. You can find our kind everywhere. The slaughterhouse, the abattoir, I mean to say, the streets, the bar, the beach, the hotel. So you're telling me to not to stay loyal to Heath. Is that what you're telling me? That I should go see other people? He gestured grandly in a half circle with one hand, as if using the surrounding filth to symbolize LA. And you know where my den of depravity is, of course. So is this really like a thing? Like I actually can't just stay with Heath, or else I'll die. Then I'll start looking around for allies. Thanks, Marcus. Time to jumpstart my vampire social life. Feels like high school all over again. I don't know, I have a hard time getting along with other people. I'm just shy. So I do have a hard time getting with other people because I am not a conversation starter. And if I do, it's very hard for me. So if I start a conversation with any of you guys ever, just know that took me like 100% of my energy and I need to charge it. I have a hard time. Why, I never said that you had to. I'm merely suggesting you find a certain proverbial banner under which to pitch your tent, or else you might find yourself braving the storm alone. He exhaled a long, quiet sigh, smiling wistfully for some reason or another, but probably not from sympathy. It's from experience. But Marcus, everyone loves you. I just hope you know that. But just as he turned to leave, Marcus paused, throwing a sudden glance back towards me. I'm sure our roads will cross again sooner or later, Michiko. Yeah, well, because I will pursue you last. No need to take the one less traveled. It makes little difference in the end. He raised 2 fingers to offer me a casual wave, eyes glinting behind his glasses. Oh, he's so cute. As Marcus disappeared around the corner, his presence rapidly faded, almost as if the darkness had just swallowed him up. For all I knew, maybe it had. That's deep. With the killer's note in my hand and the image of Cherise's dead agent burned into my brain, I made my own exit. Back on the street, the driver had been patiently waiting for me. Of course, he said nothing as I climbed into the sedan, even though I probably smelled like all of LA's bodily waste. Surely even he wonders sometimes if he was being paid enough for all this. Cherise, I'm back. Not with your agent, though. The glimmering hotel lobby welcomed my return with warm lamplight, but the second I stepped inside, the desk clerk hastily motioned me over, offering me the telephone and a scribbled phone number. Apparently, Cherise was traveling and couldn't receive my report in person, so I had to ring up her hotel. Oh, damn it! Yes, Cherise Lux speaking. Her voice crackled sharply at me, brisk as ever. Who is this? Your favorite little mistake. Wow, that's bold. Ah yes, I suppose using your name would have been too much effort. She sighed very audibly, almost like she was blowing directly into the receiver. I assume you found the agent then. Give me the details of your report. Tell her most of the details, but leave out some. Tell her everything. You see, Cherise is someone I'm supposed to trust, right? But I don't feel like I can trust her completely, because I don't believe in everything this Ascari house believes in. So I kind of want to tell her some of the details, just because I don't trust her, because she could kill us anytime she wants. I described the agent's grisly corpse, but I didn't bother to mention the way I discovered her or the note. Oh, what? I see. After I finished, the line went silent for several long moments. It doesn't seem like an act of intimidation, but it's most peculiar to leave a body in those sewers regardless. Her halting words sounded a little wary, concern rippling through her voice. To be perfectly honest, it strikes me as the work of an independent rogue or a serial killer rather than an assassin. Rather unnerving to say the least. We should all be careful until the culprit's found. The price of my therapy bills is going to be even more unnerving. Well, she's dead and what's done is done. Whoa, that's rude. We should be more careful. I agree, it may be an isolated incident, but I would rather not lose any further associates to some unhinged killer. Cherise pointedly cleared her throat and just like that glided on to the next subject. Your timing as always is perfect. I recently received a message about a few problematic mortals. These past 2 nights it would appear they've been searching for vampires, most likely as part of some supernatural tabloid publication. She let out a quiet, weary exhale that suggested this kind of thing wasn't new. Normally, they wouldn't be anything but a mild nuisance, except these mortals are dangerously close to the Mavar hideout on the beach. Randall and his followers, animalistic and reckless as they are, might accidentally expose their true natures while the photographers are around. Therefore, to put things bluntly, I need you to drive these humans away. You are up to the task, I assume. Okay, but why me? Fine, I'll take care of them for you. Okay, why me though? Because I have some degree of faith in your abilities, and you ought to make yourself useful. And perhaps more importantly, you are under less risk of being attacked by the Mavar if they see you. Okay, feel free to employ whatever means necessary. Just ensure that random street urchins don't show their faces on the nightly news. I love sea urchins. They're delicious. Very well, unless there's further business, I'll leave you to your devices. That's all. Good night, Cherise. Nope, goodbye. Leaving me to my devices is a bad idea. That's all. Good night, Cherise. Good night, Michiko. Alright. With that, the line clicked off, and my second mission for Cherise came to an end. It seemed like this was going to be my new routine, at least until the war was over. So for better or worse, I'd have to settle into it. So, I mean, our next one isn't technically we're going to a party with Heath or so. Oh my god, I'm so over fucking time. This game. Anyway, this is where I'm going to save for today. Thank God it didn't show me the body, or else I would just be scared. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You touch it,